it right here, right now.
And they're gonna go right to the Titan room, totally. You might be right. Rival wanna make their way in the semifinals. They're done with Sanguine and moving on. Neil Ma gets the first kill. Neil Ma gets the second. That's a double kill. And Zapman gets the next one. Sanford Soccer gets 3. Zapman gets the next one. Splice, your defending champs, about to crumble as SK barrel into the base.
What can he do here?
He can't do it by himself. That's it. That's the deicide. We're crowning a new champ because SK just knocked out Splice.
What a game. What a match.
In fact, he's the one who's low. Captain Twig finds one more. Irwin finds himself a double though. Polar mics out. The Panda Cat Oracle still up. That's the deicide. And Rival, they need minions, but that's just it. Got it. Positive taking the final of the trio.
Your number 1 seed, Team Rival, still undefeated. SK Gaming not interested in the Fire Giant. They're interested in the Titan. Zapman walks in. Paul walks in. And SK Gaming look and run to finals.
Introducing Team SK Gaming. Into under possession.
Neil's done good work for SK in this early game. He piloted that circuit yesterday with a vengeance.
I love Neil on this circuit. It's exactly the type of style that I think he excels most at. The ability to make plays. The dude's a playmaker and is really willing to sacrifice his own farms to one characters that can deal with it.
We go, first bit of pressure on Paul, and now we get the beads out very early. But round the back comes Neil Mara and Panda's beaten out. And Paul threads the needle. Where's Merlin now, eh? Doesn't matter anymore. First blood, SK. So a bit more of an advantage then for Paul in the mid lane as he now has those shoes of focus online already. A little bit of extra mana helps him to resustain up with the health that he's going to bring. But not only that, the mobility could come into play.
He's gonna need it right here. Pin, but not enough.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, where's your beats? Where's your life? Sanford Soccer does that to back. And I'm a bit surprised by that monkey toss and the aggression there. But he knew the abilities were down.
Hell is that ticking time bomb that feels nearly impossible to deal with once she gets a little bit too much farm. Clearly Rival is cognizant of that.
Here comes Neil Ma on the left-hand side, though, waiting patiently to invade this buff, and does a pretty damn good job of doing so. Buff is dropped down to get the babies, but that's it.
No, I think he got it, because Panda Cat's not picking it up. He stole that red buff.
Yep, Paul's 2 levels above Panda Cat already. And this health we talk about a lot is on the clock as once again Twig gets aggressive.
Neil CC chained it dead. Polar Bear Mike grabs him.
Sanford Soccer with a Fear No Evil didn't really catch the target he was after there. Rival just managed to slip around that left-hand side and a lovely pick on Neil Ma early. So it's a success for SK as they do invade that blue.
2-level lead for Paul right now in that mid lane, and Neil gets the entire back Heartbeat camp from the back camp bandit himself, Captain Twig. This is a good start for SK. I think that they're probably pretty happy with how these first 7 minutes have gone.
Talk about communication. Here comes a very quick call Fury from Rival. And I don't think SK know anything about it. Great pick. I tell you one thing about a live crowd, though. They'll know now not only the the in-game sound. Gank in mid lane coming out from Neil Mar, but no panic from Panda again. So tell a lie, did beats that to make sure he got away. And Paul Mikey, a ton of damage, and he's going to walk away. But Paul is swinging for the fences, and Neil goes, you know what, I'll have some of that. Forces Mike to use the ult defensively.
Yeah, this is why Hell gets banned an awful lot against Paul. Captain Twig's gonna be here for this blue buff spawn, first one in a while.
Belair going into the jungle as well, but now he'll realize Twig was about. But Twig did blink away, and into the sky goes Fine OK. Looking at Belair, and Belair walled off, but the extra bit of sustain for Paul will allow him to get the ult away.
Neilma in trouble, but gets the last breath off, but it's not onto the right target. Former gets them. That's a big knockup.
FG's involved, boys. Oh, Soccer just well is, but can't Fine OK get away. Panic and Spirit will slow down. Fine OK drops the wall, gets to the hammer, and he's back to the safety of his tier 1.
Oh boy, was that close. Belair doesn't want to let it go, but can't really afford to dive a tier 2 this early.
That Spirit Ball, but then again the heal from Paul, but in comes Arkil, trying to make something happen. The tap from Fine OK is good, and Arkil's rotation pays off a rival.
But I still feel like SK is keeping their momentum high. Even with that being said, though, I mean, Rival's right there in gold and XP. It's just a slight XP advantage right now for SK.
But here comes an Oni Fury attempt. This is right within vision of SK. Can Neil get here in time?
He can, but I don't know if he can contest. Rival secure it.
And then Neil goes in and gets the ult off, but the back away is good from Rival. However, the Pyromancer could be a little bit of a look here for Rival. Hey, that is an SK ward on the ground. It's an SK symbol too, by the way, so it's very easy to tell. Round the back comes Neil. Paul trying to steal too. SK, they get the Pyromancer, and now Twig needs some help.
Good fear no evil, but the wall blocks the execute. Belair stuffed.
I'm using the ult just to secure the red as Neil will slip away from that Spirit Ball just in time. Back towards mid lane and Paul, but now Paul, who was waiting in the back line, gets aggressive on the right-hand side. All the while, though, Fine OK dies to a gank from Sam and Belair.
Wow, that's bad, too, because Fine OK had ultimate, probably was trying to charge it up, but neither Belair nor Sam had ults available. They used them on that Pyromancer fight.
This crowd is even, by the way, because every time one of them does something, they're all popping up. Back to the action now, and Polar Mike and Panda pushing down mid, but look at this pincer.
Sam waiting for the ult, but doesn't have it. They're going to spring the trap anyway.
He's down for Panda, and is the circle of protection. There's the ult now from Neil Mar pushing Panda into no man's land. I tell you whose land it really is. That was SK's.
Now Paul has that 2-level lead once again. You can feel the momentum in his favor.
Now Zap on this left-hand side, forced to beads. Still has an Aegis if he needs it. Pillar comes into play. Desert Fury to try and put folk damage back out. And Neil's doing good work on Arkil. Oh! And Zap gets the kill. Doesn't get away with the airstrike. But what can Zap do now?
Zapman pounding Rival in the jungle. That's popping off right there for Zap.
And now Fine OK trying to slow down the aggression in mid lane from Belair. But 3 members grouped of SK on the left-hand side. That should be a tier 1 tower. Maybe even a look towards a tier 2. Do you reckon they can do that?
Absolutely. I mean, they've got Belair rotating in. The one thing to worry about is that both Paul and Neil are pretty far away right now.
It's all SK chance right now is this tier 2 should crumble.
My man looking as comfortable as ever. It wouldn't be Zapman if he's not standing his ground in the 2v1.
Now this Hell from Paul is doing good work in the mid lane. And I do want to talk about Paul a little bit as wait a second. Zap's just chilling, doing a Gold Fury. Meanwhile, the whole Rival on this right-hand side trying to get some pressure there.
Man, this really is shades of season 1. Zapman making plays, soloing Gold Furies. That's what you used to do back in the day. It's gone away a little bit, but not when you're level 19 at 19 minutes. He's got all the farms in the world. This is the time for SK to brew.
Mike's a little bit far forward here, and a great monkey toss from Sam will follow him and chase him down. Remember, this is level 13 versus 17, and I think Mike's in a whole world of trouble. But Desert Fury from Zapman comes through, and that sets up Sam for a nice pick. Well, meanwhile, Fine OK just trying to proxy some waves to the best of his ability, but I don't know where he can really come down here safely. The pings you see were in the base, and Fine OK will get away with this. Cheeky. But at the same time, at least SK punish him for it. They take a Pyromancer.
And now they might pull Fire Giant. Now Fine has teleport, so he's right back to the fight, but no ultimate's huge.
Blink after blink, and Twig uses Turtle to get away. Fine OK's wall prevents the chase on, but there's a chase on Arkil in mid now. He has to airstrike away. Neil still chasing on and catches him in the gust and throws him back towards his teammate. But Polar Bear Mike's to help him out. Tampa Soccer will have the other hand smash as now Mike is in trouble.
Belair can't find the execute, but he's got the spear anyways. 2 for 1 for SK. SK Gaming.
And off to the right-hand side go SK Gaming, 4 members strong. Only Neil Mar dead here. FineOK doesn't have an ultimate just yet. Captain Twig on the way back. How long is this going to take?
It's going to take them a little bit, but maybe not. Seth is swinging right now.
It really is. It's already down to almost half health. FineOK hit by the Fear No Evil. Does have beads up and does get away from danger. Sam chasing the somersault as Paul comes around to check where Twig is. Chase on for FineOK. Remember, no ultimate for a few more seconds.
Yeah, but he's got
up in time.
He's got a lot of CDR already with the build. I think that this is SK realizing that maybe we can't go for Fire Giant right now.
Now Fire Giant started up, but it was a bit of a bait tactic. Catching Twig in the turtle fork. That means no healing for use. Oh, Fear No Evil! And the damage from Paul in tow comes through. 2 members of Rival are already dead. Make that 3 as Pandacat falls down to Belair. And now it's SK yet again looking for a potential Fire Giant once more.
And look at what Sam's doing. He's just, his whole job, know exactly where FineOK is at all times. Make sure he doesn't have an angle to Thor dunk us and maybe try and take the 1v1.
I'm okay with this 1v1 because he's keeping FineOK busy. And FineOK now going to take to the sky. He might look for the 1v1 himself.
Looking for Sam, but Sam spacing it perfectly. FineOK does get the red buff, but Sam for Soccer might be looking for more now that he has fire.
Exactly, because the regen will come into play, and they've bit of damage too. So I'm going to eye up the prize here as now Belair rotates in with a blink. What a wall from FineOK prevents that. Belair's not done though.
He's going to keep it going. Paul looking at Captain Twig because Belair and Sam, they've got FineOK under wraps.
Meanwhile, where's that man? He's taking a tier 2 tower alongside Neil Mar. They're onto a Phoenix line, forcing Rival to defend there. Now Paul and Sam are pushing up mid. We're looking at more tier 2s. SK are looking good here.
Exactly. This Amaterasu is there to consistently force out options. And speaking about forcing, FineOK forced to use his ultimate and his beads. Sam just hunting.
As now it's Neil and Paul and Zap all together, the real trio that's very important. Neil took a ton of damage, but we will still see Paul there to resustain. Belair, meanwhile, has combined with Sam for Soccer, but he can't find the ultimate, and Twig blinks away. But the Phoenix, different story.
That's huge. They at least get Twig to survive, but look at this, SK still wants left.
And they're going to continue to dash in. Mike gets the kill, Arkill picks up Neil Mar, and Paul has to limp away towards the mid lane. It's not great for SK, but the damage has already been done with that Phoenix falling on the right-hand side. We can spam a little bit more, and Mike is under so much pressure here. Walks into the jungle.
That shield's
just about, but the detonation damage is good. And so in the back with a Fear No Evil. That's a double kill now for Belair.
And Belair's not even close to done. Chasing out Arkill.
It's a triple for Ronnie.
But can he get a quadra? No, Sam says not right now. Maybe later. It's more important to look for the victory and take game 1. The rest of SK are piling down right-hand side. FineOK being delayed back. You know what? They're going to do this. SK are going to stop Rival, who have been on an undefeated streak so far. Are you kidding me?
Rival has not even come close to losing a game this weekend. SK did not let that one look close at all. No, a dominant game 1 by SK.
Looks like our analysts have it 3-0 in SK. Everyone, it's game number 2.
Speaking of finding, Rival might find themselves a kill here on a Belair.
Here's a blink from Mike, kiss for Belair. Can't jump away from a Whirlpool. And first blood for Polar Bear Mike. And that's what I was worried about with these Poseidon picks. The Whirlpool on the ground cripples so much of what SK will use for mobility and escape.
Look at this roving gank squad by PBM and Twig through the jungle. This is exactly what they did to Belair earlier.
And in goes Polar Bear Mike. Will Weaver coming through from across the map from Pandacat. Neil Mar there to try and block it and does a good job. And that's why he's got the bead so he can do just that. Zap to the sky though. Turn around, play. Twice his world. And that's Zap saying, let's play boys. It's game time.
And he's looking for more too. The 3v2 Zapman! Oh, just a little bit short.
But Neil does at least cancel out the Hunters. Mike ends up escaping as Paul rotates in. End of the day, it's an interesting endeavor for who comes out on top. What he was really doing in that phase more than anything else, he wasn't level 5. As we watch a gank in the mid lane towards Sam for Soccer. Into the Kraken from Captain Twig. And Neil Mar can't escape the tornado as the poison took his his life away. And now Zap and of course Paul are here to try and defend, but the damage is done. And now Paul rotates back towards mid, has to deal with Captain Twig. Twig wants to take a check on this, as in the jungle. Mike,
wow, he got him.
1v1 in Zappa Soccer, and I'll take that taunt celebration if I was you, Mike.
That is huge. I mean, you got to get him back in the game mentally, and that's perfect timing. Speed's coming up. This is going to be stripped away. No way Neil steals this one. This is big for the mentality of Rival. I've said it all weekend. Where Mike goes, Rival goes, and this is exactly what they needed. No, not at all. I still think Thor is a premium pick in this meta, especially against the team.
Oh, nice pull from Sam and a bad pull from Neil. And Mike will do great work to survive and set up the Kraken for Twig. Oh, it comes Spino K to clean up the pieces as Belair does answer back with Twig. It's all 2 for 2. It's support's dead and the junglers. I'm going to talk about secondary relics. Look how far behind Sampa Soccer is at this moment in time. As Spino K is going to go for this.
Doesn't find the dunk. He was looking to read that ultimate, but Belair is done underneath that tower. Neathult just too much to handle.
Primal Fury started up by Rival, going down relatively quick. In comes Zap and Neil Mar. No steal this time round. Rival get the Primal Fury. Blink kick from Mike, avoids Neil Mar. And the abduct with the zigzag. Paul can't avoid it though. Beats down, Aegis down. Force the ult from Neil Mar. Paul will still live until Fido K arrives. And now Fido K will take his life. The Kraken from Twig hits 2. And still comes in there with the pressure from Belair on the backside to slow him down. But look at Arkell.
He's going to find one, not quite the second, but Belair has done a good job of keeping everyone else from Rival busy. Rival, of course, is going to play around that Kepri ultimate, but just a bit of a miss abduct by Neil and a rough situation.
Ooh, Zap going to get aggressive. He saw the Whirlpool used by Twig, but Twig's pretty mobile with a speed buff too. All the while, Rival doing the Pyromancer, and Twig going to take the boxing match against Zapman. These two are both looking for real titles right now. And Zapman is going to win the 1v1. Big play there from the SK Gaming.
Man, Zap is here to play, man. He blows game 1 wide open with his on-her play, and right there, steps up.
Paul has no relics here. He's going to get pulled back in towards Arkell and Panda Cat. Mike gets away, though, and that's so important. But so does Paul.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Fido K's here.
And will he be able to find the hammer? And he will. Just the tip is all that's needed, and jumps to the hammer. Back towards his teammate who needs help in mid. Or does he? Panda Cat keeping him in tower range. Belair forced him ult away. The double tap doesn't connect all the way. But Arkell finds the kill. This is looking good for Rival.
This is to bait SK Gaming into your damage dealers. Check. Now they've got to secure fire.
Okay, Sam is the only one nearby for SK Gaming, but he's zoned away by Polar Bear Mike once again. Look at that timing out of Rival, though. The moment that Fury is spawning, they're there and on the scene. Oni Fury 2, this will really help to put pressure on multiple lanes as Mike gets pressure onto Sam again. He's ulted and under pressure as the hammer comes out. Findo K gets back up from Belair, though, as a good stun comes through. Look at the execute, but he's avoided.
Fine, okay, still find Sampa Soccer. They need to kill Mike right here, and I don't know if they will.
Oh, Neil will. He'll be there in time, but Paul might be in trouble now. Twig turns up while Whirlpool's taking knife Paul, and now Belair juggled in the air by the tidal wave. A Kraken hits 2. The ultimate from Neil will buy Belair a second, but all the while this is happening. Where did the Phoenix go in the mid lane?
Double Hunter comp, by the way. We got 2 of them, and we're going to take the mid-tier 2 and the Phoenix. On top of that, Zapman was pushing at the left side that whole time. Never came in to help defend.
And with the middle Phoenix being down, rotation now from Panda Cat and Arkell to the right one. Oni Fury wave on the way. Twig doesn't have his Kraken up, but it doesn't really need it here. Zap's trying to push back Panda with pure willpower as Neil tries to make something happen without a duck, but he knew his life was going to fall down. Sam gets it and takes down Twig. Arkell's airstrike puts him in a dangerous spot, but Zap is on his last legs and he's going to fall back.
You got it, and maybe the positioning.
Yep. There's your analysis for this one. He will eventually fall down. No one in sight. The poison will tick away. I know the crowd got really hyped for that. I'm like, no, if he does it, that's a real caster curse right there. Zap Bulls 7-18. The grouping of rivals towards this left-hand Phoenix.
I don't know how SK managed to defend. Frenzy popped by Rival. They want it now.
Right, okay, in the sky, looking for an option. We'll catch Sam out there. And Sam is not allowed to play Smite anymore, at least in game 2. Paul will try and zone away Rival on the rotation towards mid. But this base is in tatters. And Rival, they can sense blood they're going into in this game.
It's only 20 minutes. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of itemization to help them, but I don't think it matters. They've got such a big lead. What a bounce back by Team Rival. They crushed SK in game 2.
And now we're starting to see the best of these two teams in just 2 games. SK game 1, they wrapped up, their motivation was there. But this is the Rival squad that were the #1 seed throughout pretty much most of this year. And now they're back on the board. We're tied up in the finals.
Well, it is time to find out, everyone. It is game number 3 of Rival versus SK Gaming.
Looking to try and clear out and pressure the red buff. Sam's going to the sky.
He's going to look to steal it away from Twig with a dash, secures it, and gets him out of range.
But the cavalry charge is there, and Twig's looking for an escape route, or is he? He might go back in because backup's on the way. Good ult from Polar Bear Mike at the right time. Will at least get him away. And Pandacat cleans up Paul. The over-aggression from SK is punished. Sure, the red buff went down. Or did it? Because it's Polar Bear Mike that has it.
And back over to this right-hand side, looking for Fine. Okay, they've got him in execute range, but Fine still has ult.
And meanwhile, here comes a rotation from Twig. Remember, there's some sustain in there if it's needed. And the shred is good enough to kill him. Oh, and Fine, okay, Roper and Belair. The up-down in that situation was good. And Captain Twig gets himself a double kill. SK going to start the Gold Fury, good position. And they've caught now Rival unaware of this Gold Fury a couple of times. I am very surprised that SK are getting objectives that easy.
I mean, Captain Twig even can't catch up with a blink already expended if he tried to catch it up. Rival definitely needs to be a little more cognizant of their back timers, and that's really credit to Zap.
Twig still getting aggressive on Zap though. Zap still has his ultimate and holding it for the stun. But the amount of damage that Guan Yu just did there was huge. Sam was up and down, and now Twig's a little bit overextended. Twig gonna go in for the dive. He's got an ultimate. He gets the kill. And bye-bye, friends. But what's this? Neil Mar to the rescue. And Paul turns up with the percussive storm.
But Arco was right there and waiting for Neomod at the same time. It's going to be a 2-for-1 for Rival's favor. Twig and Mike working so well together. That's exactly when Rival looks like they're the most dangerous.
Pandacat rotating to this right-hand side here. Gank attempts onto Belair. Mike's on the way too. And Belair is in a lot of trouble here, surrounded by 4 members of Rival. And as soon as he dies, this is an SG call from Rival. Here comes Sam. Here comes Paul. They know what's up. And Rival immediately reset to the Pyromancer.
They know that Sam is up. They got that information with Final Case scouting.
I do feel there's hope for SK though with their composition as the game goes on. Hachiman definitely does a little bit better than Ul in the later game. But Hachiman needs to live first of all. And Zapman under pressure once more. Forced to beat and Ul. Very good work. But now Polar Bear Mike's in trouble. Ults himself. This won't really help him too much. He knows he's going to die.
Right?
Sam is still in the sky.
Okay,
there we go.
I was going to say, he's going to die. Right? Eventually he does.
Belair around the corner, teleporting in, trying to make something happen. Arkill forced to beat. Pandacat peeling for his hunter there. Great play from that Merlin.
It's that they want Neil to be behind so that Paul can be ahead.
Linking from Neil Mars, shuts down Fine OK. Remember, no ult for Fine OK. Did this last time. So the back line goes down for Soccer, forcing back Pandacat and his beats. As Fine OK pulled back under the tier 1 tower and executed through the ultimate of Polar Bear Mike. And now Captain Twig could be next on the list. For that wall from Sam for Soccer, unfortunately, with a classic teammate wall that cuts off his defense.
But Belair still has Blink. Might still be looking for Captain Twig if he can find him on this blue buff.
Belair though might go for this one. Twig dashes away. He did have Blink up and available. Wasn't so sure about that. And Twig bit off more than he can chew. And Belair says, I've had enough of you stealing my blue buffs. I'm at least going to get a kill for it. Back in game we go as Twig on the horse. He's looking for Neil Mar at the moment. Neil's buying time and a great ult throws Twig into a wall, unfortunately. But now Neil's in trouble. All the time he was spinning around. Arkill was just hitting him in the back of his head. And that gets a nice pick for Rival there. With that, Rival get a Pyromancer, and now it could be on towards a Fire Giant. Polar Bear Mike on zone duty, Paul in the middle area, away from the battle of the moment. But Mike has got a target in Belair. But Belair slips the net and returns some damage. The flames are causing a bit of a problem. Paul over the wall. The drums are sung, but it's not going to be enough to slow down Rival until Sam turns up with a big ult.
That's exactly what SK need, but Arkill still going to be able to chase him down anyways. As soon as he gets either Divine Ruin or that Obsidian Shard, whichever direction Paul decides to go, it's going to get even better.
All about the choke points, and now Belair under pressure on his right-hand side. The tether is attached. Good blink from him, no abilities used, but Twig is not done just yet. The ultimate's still on cooldown for Belair. He's trying to buy as much time as possible. Gets some reinforcements from Neil Mar, who peels away as many as he can, and Belair will escape that.
Wow. And a huge, horrific emblem from Neil at the same time. I love that peel.
Which could allow for Rival to look towards that FG once more.
Sam has ultimate again. No relics for him. Paul's finished the Obsidian Shard. That's a big power spike.
Fine, okay, trying to keep Sanford Soccer busy. Neil Mar, Belair leading the charge in for the Fury. As there goes Sanford Soccer, pinned down by Polar Bear Mike and Fine, okay. Fury's respect though, as Twig marches on towards the middle lane, where everybody from SK is trying to fall back to.
Captain Twig looking for more. Knows they don't have to worry about Sam for soccer.
And now it's all focused on Neil Mar. Remember, no relics to escape there. Ultimate cooldown. Rival played that well. And the Oni Fury is not the calling card now. It's turned their attention once again to the Fire Giant. FG then on everybody on Rival. 7k gold lead. And now they wander over here for this Oni Fury.
Paul's putting out some good damage, but now they have to worry about this sustain coming not just from Guan Yu, from the Fire Giant as well. It feels like just not enough of a prioritization of anti-heal for SK.
Not a whole lot of invention from Rival there towards that Oni Fury. They were very patient. And Fine OK blinks it on Paul. Paul forced to ult. Lord of the Afterlife used. Fine OK still attaching the tether to lower the damage down. Neil Mar in a world of problems. In the side scam though. Where's Sam coming down? It's an Arkill, but Arkill's still alive.
But Sam is not. Panda Cat erased him as Rival gets up to 12 in the kill column.
Neil leaps away but gets ruined around the corner by Mike. Fine OK juggled in the sky and Neil will be okay. Oni Fury's still alive by the way. And SK is actually buying quite a bit of time here on the amount that Rival's getting off the FG at the moment. We're wrapping around the back, tier 2 falls on the right. Keep it on the left hand side. Hachiman and Thor both trying to get back to base quickly. Zap no ultimate available. All relics are up for SK Gaming, but Rival don't care. The frenzy was popped. The focus is on Neil Mar, and he evaporated. That was a tank.
Oh, but look at the dunk from Sam for soccer. Arkill crushed again.
And Twig though caught off by the wall. He gets a really good blessing out of Mike. That'll keep him alive. And meanwhile, Paul's just hovering, can't do much.
Oh.
But Zapman goes in. He tries to turn it around. Fine OK jumps to the back and takes his life and forces Paul away. It's only Belair, Zap, and Paul left alive.
This is pretty good for SK. Paul's got a lot of damage, but Belair has to be careful. These are two tanky warriors.
Love what Mike's doing, zoning back the damage deal as best he can to leave Belair on an island. But the problem is, like you said, it's tanks versus tanks. But Paul is still in this mix, and Sam for soccer has a damage build.
Ball still looking for a little bit, but he's so tentative on when he wants to go in. He hasn't cast a spell in 20 seconds.
Being very patient here. Paul so low. Fine OK, no ultimate execute blocked by Captain Twig to keep Fine OK safe. But SK Gaming just held against the Fire Giant team Rival, who popped Frenzy and killed Neil Mar right at the start.
And Rival's comp is falling off. This Guan Yu jungle isn't going to be as good at dealing damage. It's really just there as another tank. E-Staff is done now for Paul. If SK can somehow hold on until Paul gets Soul Reaver, I feel like SK's actually in a pretty good spot.
Both teams being very cagey at the moment as Twig slips on the back, blinks in, looks for Paul, who dashes away, and as soon as that dash is done, Twig's still going, but the damage on Twig is pretty heavy, and he has to fall back. Meanwhile, Belair gets the Panda Cat and forces defense. Panda now under pressure from Sam, but Sam takes some beats, buys him time. He spins for damage, and in comes Neil. Paul is fine, and so he's up, but Twig gets up for soccer.
Belair couldn't find it with the execute, but still gets Panda Cat eventually. Paul, plenty healthy on the
Fine OK is dealing with the carries of SK Gaming, and the tether caused so much damage that Arkill will rain the damage from the sky. He's going to chase onto Neil Mar, who is slowly limping away back towards his Phoenix, and Arkill gets himself a double kill.
Man, so close for SK, so close. Sam does so much damage with that spin. Still had the arcing lightning bolts. It's up to Paul to try and defend this height.
But with no ultimate available, this is going to be a tricky task. Both relics are up, however, and the Raiju will spread. The Phoenix falls on the right-hand side, and Rival will fall back. With only a couple of members here and Fine OK on the manual rotation. Tell you what, putting off that TP, if that was up, I think they could have ended there.
Yeah, probably. That would have been an extra tank, but no wave. Paul's doing good damage at this point. A little bit too risky. I don't think Paul should even be considering walking into this fight.
I'll be surprised if Paul does, because he's one of the safer players that we've seen in the league. There'll be a few people upset about that knockup, but I don't think anyone will be unless they get punished for it. Belair comes in, and Belair's eating a ton of damage here, but Sam was with him, and one execute, two executes. Can he find a third? Paul's drums are setting it off. Belair's still here. Can I have number? No, Panda Cat says. The Blizzard slows it down, but Neil Mars back.
No blink for him, but he still has ultimate, but so does Fine OK, so he's chilling as long as he holds on to that Lord of the Afterlife.
Well, flashbacks to yesterday with SK when they were down quite considerably against the Renegades and battled their way back into it. Zap taking it a little bit risky here at this stage of the game, but a good call to pick up that Fury. They should be impactful setting up the front line. FG's got a bit of time in this.
Still over a minute, and that right side is starting to group up with fire waves. Rivals playing this patiently. They know SK doesn't have to make a move yet, but as soon as those fire waves build up on the right-hand side, they will.
Worst case scenario, they get a Phoenix again, because that Phoenix should respawn. Or maybe not, that whole minion wave might go in. Here's the commit on the left-hand side. Fine OK, Mike and Swig all in deep. Neil Morris nearly dead. At least he got the spin off in time, but Arkell gets the kill.
Captain Twig solo, another big dunk from Sam, but still has to back it up.
Slows down Rival for a second or two, though, and those fire minions are on the Titan right now. Someone will go back to defend eventually. It's two waves there, so that's why they're going to have to be a man down again. Not only is Neil not there, Sam's not there, so Rival get the left-hand Phoenix right about now. Rival really trying to use the last few seconds as this FG is down in 5 seconds, but they want to get this right in Phoenix and do so with 2 seconds to spare. Panda Cat flickers away, changes stance, and everyone from Rival are leaving. Now Panda Cat gets in the mix as Fine OK zones away Belair. Samson on the left-hand side. This looks like SK are going to surrender this FG. We've seen SK in rough spots before this tournament, so we'll see if this is the real turning point. Tied up at 1-1 in this best-of-5 finals, though. And it's looking good for Rival to be heading to, well, pretty much match point at that moment in time.
They're looking good, man. I mean, they are right on the edge. I think that they've got a really good shot at doing it right here, and their momentum is going to be at an all-time high should they win this game, knowing that they're just 1 game away.
From SK is on this right-hand side, trying to keep these minions at bay. Love the wall there just to slow down that Magi's cloak. Make sure he doesn't have any CC immunity next time he comes in. 3 members of SK on this right, and it's leaving Neil and Belair alone in the mid to try and slow it down. Rotation in from Paul and a damage check from both, and Miles Twig came round the corner. He's forced to ult away. Paul did use his ult looking for the clean-up kill, but didn't find it. And now Neil has to be careful in mid as Belair goes in, and Sam goes to the sky.
He's found Arkell. No, he missed him, but Neil found 2. Belair going to execute the first 2 and the second.
And now the third will not fall as Panda Cat answers it back with the Blizzard. It's a triple kill for Panda Cat, but Zapmine gets himself a double. And Paul will get the deicide. SK Gaming hold the base. But now what can they really do? FG's down.
They've got to defend. They've got to defend. They've got to defend the right-hand side and the left. The Titan taking too much damage.
Can Paul do it inside? Yeah, okay, just about. Little bit concerned for a second or two.
But he's got to defend right.
Still pushing down mid lane.
He's got it back.
And left-hand side, right-hand side. Stuck in the middle with a Titan. Paul, come back. We need you. No, wait, Paul, come back. We need to defend the Phoenix. This is awful.
They're not going to be able to save right side, I don't think. I don't think Paul's going to get there in time. No, he should be okay.
I don't know, Archers. Zap's still pushing down mid. Okay, good call then from SK, I guess, because Zappy's looking for a middle Phoenix.
What a defense by SK Gaming. Now you are really worried about the all-in, because you have to wait until that left side Phoenix respawns until your Titan's going to start regenning HP. The good news is Fire Giant wiped from Rival.
True. Still
not spawning for 2 minutes, so you've got plenty of time.
I don't think you need FG, though, if you're Rival.
No, you just go right side here. You just push the right side Phoenix, because SK has to be so worried about their left-hand side.
And then as soon as he got focused away, everybody focused towards the middle area. Neil trying to frontline here. Interesting fight, this one.
I mean, this is exactly where Rival want to take a fight.
No relics for Paul in the jungle, remember, but Twig taking a ton more damage than bargained for. Belair has to ult away from safety. Captain Twig, though, in no man's land. Neil might be able to get him with a roar, but Mike's there with a big ultimate to save his life. Zap into the fray, though, but keep an eye on Zap. No relics for him.
Look at Paul. Look at Paul. He's coming around the back. He's doing so much damage. Okay, he's got him.
And Belair just teleported back into the fray. Twig falls down. No! Arkell falls. The left-hand side. Look at this. Panda Cat. They're looking for a bit of a backdoor play.
I think they're going to try
SK know this is going on. After Soccer's going to be basing a wise play from Sam because Panda's going to go for it. And he doesn't know, oh, this is the worst mistake ever. Panda Cat's going to die.
Panda Cat can win this fight, though. He can win this fight for sure, especially with PBM here. And, okay, Sam knows that he found them both. And the whole of SK is coming back.
Neil's going to come back, as is Paul.
No.
He's still there. Belair is still there in mid lane. Respawn times at 30 plus seconds. Panda Cat going in. Panda Cat trying to make it happen. And it's not going to happen. SK Gaming are going to take the game. What? Are you kidding me? What? SK Gaming held a base with about 10% health. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing.
They keep exactly the amount they need back. They keep exactly the amount they need to end the game. SK Gaming, baby, I mean, they are locked in.
Absolute composure in that situation. 2 Phoenixes down. I'm writing this one off. We're going to a game 4, sure. I'm writing that off. There's no way that SK can get back into that, but they hold their nerve. And again, from a huge deficit, they win that game.
They did a lot of things well. It was just that last little bit. SK's phenomenal defense comes up yet again.
SK win that game. 2-1 to SK in the grand finals then. It's up to Slayton and Rival to bounce back and keep that momentum and get back in this set. We'll be back after the break.
All right, everyone. I think I'm going to ask our audience, who gives it up for SK? Who thinks we're going to a game 5? We're about to find out, everyone. It's Rival versus SK Gaming, game number 4.
Thanks so much, Kelly and the analysts on the desk.
I think they've done a good job with their drafts. I think they've done a good job with what they've assembled here, but they've got to make sure that they are not on tilt after a really tough one.
The crowd is so pumped for this one. That could be moments away from destroying a whole copy pasta that's gone on a very long time. But then again, Rival could be moments away from taking us to a game 5, which could lock this one in the history books as one of the best finals we've ever had on the world stage.
I mean, that last game has got to be an all-timer, right? I mean, you think about the great games in World Finals history. I think of Energy versus Obey Alliance and Variety's insane performance in a few of those games.
Titan versus the Cognitive team in the game 5.
100%. There have been some great ones out there. I think this set might have a chance to be better than all of them.
And that leap beyond cooldown could spell doom for Arkell, or at least his beads. It came back up in time, but he did have the beads. Belair, meanwhile, surrounded by 3, and the Whirlpool will take his life. Panda Cat with a very early rotation. You can see the Panda Cat and Twig are looking at that red buff to strip it away once again from SK's side of the map. Twig under a bit of pressure from this Belch coming through, but the beads will prevent the stun and the knockup. And now Zap forces keep the aggression going.
What a sick play, but I don't know if they're going to have enough. Twig
is going to kill. Down goes Captain Twig. Zap's still alive. First blood goes down.
What a play by Zapman. The pre-beads to make sure he doesn't get knocked up so then he can then interrupt the 72 transformations. What an unbelievable pre-thought and then a ballsy play, frankly. Who else would make that but Zapman?
That Jutsu play was crazy.
Good job by Twig to just understand that he can take 2 tower shots and not worry.
Leaping from Arkell, and you don't know Neil Mars here. Desert Fury to avoid the block up. Was Zap in trouble? Or is he? Zapman gets another kill. And it's Neil Mars that does most of the work there. Or is it? Because Zap did a good job baiting.
Good bait. That's just that's a good old-fashioned Zapulation right there, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like that, you don't like Smite. That is Zapman playing with fire as always.
Neil Mars just zoning away Panda Cat there, but look at Belair on this right-hand side. this stage of the game. A Thor killing an Achilles in lane, you don't see that.
So that's perfect placement for Final K's ultimate. He can either affect the fight in mid or get that blue.
Mike's a bit far forward, Fear No Evil prevents any transformation. And guess who was right alongside him? It's the Z-Man. Rare at the right time.
Uh-oh, Final K executed! 1-for-1 in the solo kill department.
This underdog dream is starting to look more and more likely.
More lack of vision and information by Rival.
Final K on the right side in a lot of trouble. The execute from Belair didn't connect for the kill, but it will still set up for a nice turnaround. Belair, though, eats the Kraken from Panda Cat, and Rival make it 1-for-1. But on the left-hand side, there's a dirty gank coming.
Zapman going in onto R-Kill right away.
Leaps over the top, pushes him back, doesn't Fury good. Not enough damage, though. Intoxicate from Neil, and the flop! And Neil says, how dare you try and escape? Rival, though, do the right thing. They find some sort of global objective.
Man, what a back and forth this has been, but this is a perfect call here by SK. I mean, they know that Rival's weak, they have to back, they use so many resources. It's just a matter of if Panda Cat can get in here and make a play.
But I think this could be risky because he could get picked off himself. He will go for a steal with a tidal wave. SK Gaming get it, but he got Neil Mar. In the sky is Final K. Paul could end up falling down. What? For the flicker? Are you kidding me?
Oh, but a better wall from Final K. What slick moves coming from Paul, but still not enough. What a sick teleport in from Final K to know that that fight was going on.
But it's all said and done, though. Even with a Gold Fury and a Pyro down, we're all tied up in this one. Still anyone's game.
What an insane set this has been, especially considering how dominant Rival looked earlier.
Mike on this left-hand side needs to be a bit careful as he gets aggressive. Zap knows what he's doing now. He's hunting R-Kill. Remember, R-Kill has no beads. And against the Fear No Evil and a belch from Neil. R-Kill falls again for his third death this match.
Feeding Zapman, man. Zap is eating on this left-hand side, matching that pressure that Sam has so far. He's behind, but he's really there to facilitate Panda.
Pressure from Mike in mid on Paul, but Paul avoids the hammer. Now Neil pressures Polar Bear Mike and forces him to leap away. Blink in though at the same time from Sam after that.
Comes Belair.
Forced to beat, and Belair is under pressure. He's Aegis bought him some time. Neil gets the kill on Panda, but Belair dies.
Neil still in a bad spot. Wall doesn't land that time from Final K, and it should be a 1-for-1 mid for solo. You don't really get an advantage. You don't have an opportunity to start pushing with those Oni waves.
Final K's hammer being down on that double tap means that he's forced to ult away. Twig comes in, but he's a Fear No Evil. He will resustain, however, and in goes Neil at the same time. Final K went right to the back line and gets out of danger, but Panda Cat with no relics, he's got no escape.
Neil still hunting on the Final K. Blink, no stun, no life, double digits for SK Gaming.
And now the Oni Fury could be on the cards. Rival regroup on the right-hand side. Pyromancer could be an option, but first of all, they'll catch Belair, who is a little bit too far forward there, not all scared of the choke point. But the crowd is pumped for SK Gaming. Daniel Mars trying to get it in time, but Rival do get it. Paul with the blizzard over the wall was close, but not close enough. Zap will get a tier 1 tower on the left. And let's go to the grass, Doug, and see where we stand. At the moment, it's a lead. It's not a whole lot of one now.
It isn't, but you can feel it in the building, can't you? I mean, this momentum that SK is getting, they're a bit... When was the last time SK lost a fight? It was a long time ago. It was right side tier 2 tower. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since SK outright lost a team.
Nice impale from R-Kill, but Neil Mar is hella tanky at this point in time. Polar Bear Mike hovering, then trying to take out Bacchus, maybe catch some more. Good ult from Final K. Good pick, but can they get more off this? Final K on the front line there, forced to jump away from the plot from Neil. Well, that's go time for Polar Bear Mike if he can find a hammer. He's having a tough time with some of these hammers at the moment.
Zap actually uses the beads as Neil's gone in.
Because Neil went to the backside, and there goes Sanford. I'm going to Fear No Evil, and it's R-Kill. The Aegis war off from the right side for the overhand smash. And now Mike has 1 health left. And on landing, or transforming a touche, he won't stay longer. The duo lane of Rival is kaput.
Man, this in and out by SK is so beautiful. Neil blinks in, gets a couple relics, forces Rival back, and then Sam is right there to capitalize.
Captain Twig, the only one nearby, and I don't think there's much he can really do here. Once again, the crowd are chanting for SK. They can sense sense blood in the water with how this is going.
And they should be. They should be excited if they're SK fans. This is looking good, but it's only a 4K lead right now. Rival's doing the right thing. They're splitting the map. They're trying to get a little bit of gold going in their favor.
You can see how much Rival have been struggling here. Look at that player damage on that bottom left-hand corner of your screen. 4 members of Rival are the bottom 4. And normally, that might not be too bad, apart from 2 of those are the carries.
Wonder if Sam's gonna use the Blink ult here just to force the beams from Final K, or maybe even the ultimate. Sam's got so much CDR with this build, he can really afford to.
Oh, Final K is under a lot of pressure. Will use the hammer jump away in time, but his somersault will claim his life. And now it gets harder. A 4-on-5. But the good news of your Rival, the Fear No Evil is down.
And Sam's purification beads, but losing Final K is a huge deal. Sam's got tons of CDR, 30%. That Fear No Evil's not going to be down for long.
And Belair forced to ult away. Rival hold the base against an FG 4v5 situation.
Final K is on that left-hand side, but he doesn't have his teleport upgraded yet. He's actually gone offense as well with the build. Brawler's beat stick into what's going to be a Heartseeker.
Blink from Neil, but prevented by Mike. Or was that an impale from Arkin? I'm not so sure. I thought it was a hammer in the jungle, though. Twig under pressure, has to ult away. Still under pressure as Paul rotating in. And there's that too, but a Kraken preventing most of the damage. Arkin with the Desert Fury kills Paul. Rival are doing okay here.
Final K's teleported around the back, but he's not going to get there in time to save Arkil.
And Arkil down, but Zapman could also die soon. Final K can't find the wall. And I jutsu from Zapman ends the health bar of Final K. Sam giving chase, Sam getting the kill. And Sam might just be winning a world championship.
They're right on the edge, Hindu. They might be able to just run it down and end right here.
Only Panda Cat and Mike alive. Mike transforms early. Panda Cat with him. The crowd is chanting SK. But first of all, they have to get through the Phoenix. It's a half health and twiddling fast.
Oh, they're going to go for it, Hindu. Midnight has not struck yet on this Cinderella story for SK.
I don't know. I don't like the look of this one, boys. They're gonna play this patient, and that's what I'm talking about, all set with the composure aspect. Because yes, I think you could have ended there, but why make a mistake? Why make a mistake and maybe lose the world champs?
Here's the problem. I mean, Rival, they only lose mid-Phoenix. It's not that bad.
They're going to go for FG now. Rival have a chance. Neilmar on the way. The pressure in mid from SK is good. And now Twig going in on Paul, but Paul flickers away. Zapman could be in a different story. No relics for Zapman, but he had the Horsey. And Horsey, don't you stop! Final K!